Okay, welcome back Ben to your math lessons, and we're going now to take up multiplying decimals. We are already through with adding decimals. We are through with subtracting decimals. Now this time we're gonna go in multiplying decimals. So how do we now? How do we multiply decimals? Simple. First, just multiply them just like whole numbers, and count the number of decimal places in the factors, and that will determine the decimal place in your answer. Okay, so I'm gonna explain that to give you an example. That's example number one. Okay, we have 1.25 times 2. Okay, 1.25 times 2. Okay, first, you arrange the numbers in column. Okay, so we are multiplying a decimal number by a whole number. So what we do? So just multiply like whole numbers. Okay, so if we are gonna arrange them in column, we have here 2. Okay, which is aligned to 5. Okay, that would be the result. Okay, so to answer this, first just multiply that whole numbers. Let's start. 2 times 5, that's 10. 0 to 1. Now 2 times 2, that's 4. Plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay? So, in our answer, where would we put the decimal point? So, just count the decimal place in the factors. So, in here, we have 2 decimal place, or we have 2 digits after the decimal point. So, we have 2 here. In here, there's none because this is a whole number, so 0. So, we have 2 decimal places after the decimal point. So that will determine the number of steps that we are going to count from right to left, and that's where we're going to put our decimal point. So let's count. 1, 2. This will be our decimal point. So because of the decimal places in the factors. Okay? So let's have some more example to explain it further then.
We have 2.17 times 0.3.
Okay. So we have here now, we are multiplying 2 decimal numbers. Okay. So how do we answer that? First, just arrange the numbers in column, making sure that all the last digits are aligned. Then multiply that just like whole numbers. Okay. And count the number of decimal places after the decimal point in the factors that we use, and that will determine the number of steps that we are going to count to put the decimal place in our answer. Okay, so let me explain that. First, to multiply these decimals, arrange the numbers in column. We have here 2.17 times 0.3. Okay, making sure that the last digits are aligned. Okay, let's erase this so that we have space in our answer. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so we arrange the numbers in column, aligning all the last digit. And we're going to multiply now, just like whole numbers. Okay, let's do that. 3 times 7, or 7 times 3 is 21. So 1 here, here we 2. Okay, next 3. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so we have 651. Now, we have now our answer. And let's count now the number of decimal places or digits after that decimal point. So in here, we have 2, right? So 1, 2. We have 2 decimal places or 2 digits after that decimal point. And then here, we have only 1. Okay? Decimal point here, and there's a 1 digit there after the decimal point. So we have total all in all 3. Okay? So 3 here is the determined steps that we're going to count to put our decimal point. So let's count. From here, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. And our decimal point here, and our decimal point will be here. Okay? So our answer is 0.651. Okay, that's how you multiply decimal numbers. Let's have some more example.
Example number 3. We have 3.402. 3.402 times 0.1.
So multiplying decimals. So again, we are multiplying one decimal to another decimal. Okay. So the same procedure. First is align the numbers in column, or arrange the numbers in column, aligning all the last digit. So let's do that. Copy this. 3.402 times, copy this, 0.01. Okay. And let's erase this. We put some space in our answer. Okay, so this will be the result of our arrangement. Okay, so we're gonna multiply them one by one. So let's start. We're gonna multiply them just like whole numbers. So 1 here, 1 times 2 will be 2. Next, 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, next, we have 0 here. So 0 times 2 will be 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. We have one digits. So let's add now. Bring down 2. 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. And 0. Okay? So the question is, where would we put the decimal point in our answer? Okay? So let's count first the number of decimal places in our factors. Or let's count first the number of digits from our factors that we use after that decimal point. Okay? So in here, decimal point here we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 decimal places or digits. In here, decimal point, there's 2. 1, 2. So we have, all in all, 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 here is the determined steps that we are going to count so that we can put our decimal point correctly. So let's start. 5 steps to the left. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be our decimal point. Okay, and 0 here. So this will be our answer. Okay, so let's have example number 4.
Alright, we have 3.1 times 2.4. 3.1 times 2.4.
Multiplying decimals. We are multiplying one decimal number to another decimal number. So to answer this, again, same procedure. Arrange the 2 here in a vertical column, aligning all the last digits. Let's do that. 3.1 here and 2.4 here. So last digit is align and times multiply. Okay. So that will be the result. We can now multiply. Multiply just like whole numbers. So let's start. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 and 1. Okay. Next, let's proceed from 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. And let's add. Okay. We know 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 6 is 7. So where will be our decimal point? Let's count first the decimal places after the decimal point. So in here, decimal point, there's 1. In here, decimal point, there's 1 also. So 1 plus 1 is 2. We need to say we have 2 steps to the left to put our decimal point. Okay? So from here, go to the left, will be 2 steps. So let's count. 1, 2. And this will be our decimal point. Okay? That's how you put the decimal point in multiplying this class. Let's have last example number 5.
We have 100.05. 100.05 times 8.04.
So, how do we answer this? Same procedure. First, let's arrange them into vertical. Okay, copy this. 100.05 and 0.0 multiply. Okay, so the last digits are aligned. And let's multiply this just like whole numbers. Let's start from the right. 4 times 5 is 20. 0 carry 2. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. Next, 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay. Next, let's proceed to 0 here. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. So, you can now add. So, 2 times 0, 2 here, 0, another 0, 4 plus 0 is 4, and 0. Okay. Let's count the number of decimal places after the decimal point from our factors. So if you count here, decimal point, we have 2 decimal places or 2 digits. So 2 here for this decimal number. Next decimal point here, we have 2 decimal places or decimal or digits. So we have 2 also. And if you add 2 plus 2 is 4. Therefore, 4 here are the number of steps that we're going to take to put our decimal point in our answer. So from here, we have 4 steps to make. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will be our decimal point. So for our answer, that's 4.0020. And the rest is 0. Okay? And that's how you answer multiplying decimals. How? First, just arrange the decimals in column, making sure that all the last digits are aligned. Then multiply just like whole numbers. And for our answer, just count the decimal places after the decimal point from our factors. Total that, and the answer will be our steps in locating our decimal point. Okay, so that's how you answer. That's how you multiply decimals. So, thank you for your time, Ben. See you next lesson. Thank you.